We're on. Amy Forshaw, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Pre-race nerves?
A few, but I think they'll get bigger tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not too bad.
How do you think the race is going to pan out for you?
Hopefully well. I'm feeling really good. I've been producing some good bikes. So yeah, as long as I can execute a good bike, then I think I'll do pretty well.
Yeah, and speaking of good bikes, we've also got the lovely Elle Hare sign here. Have you heard about Elle's time trial the other day?
Oh my god! Super quick. I'm scared.
So was it like a complete surprise, or did you think that was coming, or because it was 10th in the country all time, wasn't it?
I didn't know about the 10th in the country bit. I was just training. I just sticking to my power and my nutrition plan, and just trying to make myself do an hour at a time on the bars, which I normally hate. So once I kind of got to the last turn and realised, I've got an hour left, I might make it. And I kind of gave it the beans for the last half an hour.
Impressive.
Because I've always thought, right, barreling down towards either like breaking the hour for 25 or 2 hours for 50 or 4 hours for 100, that last 10 minutes must just be absolutely horrendous. Is that how it was for you, or did you know you had it in the bag?
I think I thought I had it in the bag. The funny thing was I went faster and faster the longer the races. I did a 50 the week before and I went slower. I went 3 minutes slower than what I did for my second 50 in that 100.
Really?
and I didn't go under the hour for the 25 the week before that. So my 100 was the fastest.
There's hope for us yet then. So over 112 miles it could be even faster, right?
You never know. It's about being a diesel tractor, isn't it?
Have you ever done a 100-mile time trial?
No.
Not mental enough.
It's
somehow it's even crazier than an Ironman,
Yeah.
isn't it? 100-mile time trial.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 50 is hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, 100, you've just got to really pace yourself. To sit on the bars for that long.
It takes a lot of patience.
Yeah. And concentration.
Yeah. So 50s are fun. 100 was like a bit long. But 50s are nice. I recommend them.
It seems like there's a really good sort of camaraderie between certainly all the female pros. We haven't noticed it so much amongst the male pros, but it seems like you're all a big gang. Is that kind of how it is? Because you're all dead friendly here at the conference.
We're all dead nice.
Yeah, it does feel like that. I mean, I know the last few years it's not been a really strong field here, and it's really nice that, I mean, I don't think that you would say that every good British girl is here, I realise that, but it's a really good, strong field, and it's, we all want each other to do well, but obviously we want to do better on race day, but it's good to get everyone here together, isn't it, I think?
I think we've done a lot of races together, so we've got to know each other. And I think that it's nice to see each other at races and just catch up. And then
see how we're all progressing.
Yeah. All change on race morning.
Yeah.
Who's your tip then? Who's going to be first out of the water? Who's going to be first off the bike out of all the girls here? Amy's prediction first.
I think.
Say me. Come on, say me.
Rob.
No, not me.
Oh,
you.
Sorry.
I guarantee I'm not going to be the first woman out of the water.
I think Michelle. I'm not sure. I don't know who's
Michelle's a fast
I need to do some research on that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be. To be honest, I think it's going to be 2 races. It's going to be Lucy and Michelle, and I think
and
it's
everyone
going.
else.
Yeah. Well, no, that's good because it's going to be so good for spectators and for us as well, because hopefully we'll all feel like we're in a race.
Yeah. And how far behind? I mean, you're saying you think it'll be them and you. How far behind do you think you'll be in inverted commas off the bike?
Not far, I hope. I'm planning not to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want
Excellent
this to be
answer.
like 2 races, but just the way things have gone over the last couple of races, especially for me, I think sometimes that's the way it goes until, I don't know, we'll just see. Hopefully not too much.
Everything can change, can't it, on the run, so it's always it's a long day, and you've got to get to 30k, and then it's whatever you've got left, isn't it?
Yeah. And even getting to 30k can be an absolute mission in itself sometimes, can't it?
Yeah.
All right, listen, thanks very much for your time, both of you.
Ideal.
Right, so we've got Susie Richards, winner of the Outlaw. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thank you.
The girls here are talking you up.
Oh, you know, yeah, big
So
dreams.
this is your first race as a pro, is it?
Yeah, first race, first Ironman. So
Wow.
jumping in at the deep end.
Nothing quite as easy as just really going for it and going, do you know what, I may as well turn pro.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I looked at previous year's results and I thought, you know, if you're going to do one, you might as well have a crack. And I raced some of these guys anyway, so I thought, you know, if they're racing in pro, why not have a go?
Good for you, and there might even be a nice little payday in this for you. If you have a good day tomorrow, you could be rolling in cash at the finish line.
That's it, come find me at the bar. No, I don't know. I've got no real expectations. Like, just to survive, I think, is your first one, and things. But yeah, you know, you can only win money in the pro start, so that was also an attraction. You know, because I've gone part-time with work to try and train more, so cash is on a short supply. So if you can win some money, that's a bonus.
Well, that's brilliant, because it's the big dream, isn't it, of a lot of people to sort of go part-time at work or go full-time as a triathlete and try and make it. How much has your training stepped up, do you think, since you've made the decision to sort of go part-time at work?
It's stepped up, maybe four more hours a week, but it's mainly been able to fit things in like strength and conditioning, always going and getting a massage. That I never could fit that in before.
Yeah.
And sleeping more and eating good food is the key thing. Before I would, you know, stop out and about with work and grab things for lunch. Now I can cook, you know, good food in the kitchen for lunch. So yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah, excellent. Well, listen, we wish you all the best for the race on Sunday. We'll be cheering you on from the roadside. How exciting! First Ironman, first pro race.
Yeah.
Good luck to you.
Thanks.
Go on.
I love it.
We've got Lucy Gossage with Gravda. How you doing, Lucy?
Hi, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, expecting a good race at the weekend. You nervous? How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm pretty nervous. Yeah, no, I'm fit, so that makes you nervous.
I was going to say, you look fit. You look really brown and you look really healthy and ready to go. It must be the finishing the PhD.
Yeah, old and haggard probably.
Outside the library for the first time in 5 years.
Yeah, I don't know.
So how do you see the race panning out? Who do you think the big rivals are? And I've already asked the girls this year, so I know what they think. But what do you think is going to happen?
I don't like to talk about that. Yeah, I can just do my thing.
The game face is on. I love it.
Seriously, like you can't. I've done it before, over-analysing what other people might do, and all I know is I'll be chasing after the swim, and I'll take it from there. So yeah, we'll just see.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to have our supporters crew up on Chorley New Road.
Oh, give me it. Go like this when I go past. Do that when I go past.
We're going to try and put this episode out tonight, so maybe you'll have the whole crowd.
Yeah. I would love everyone who listens to this go when I go past.
What's the significance of that? Is it just your thing?
My little walkway, yeah.
All right, listeners, you heard it there. So if you see Lucy doing this, she isn't having some kind of breakdown. She's encouraging herself
Please,
along.
honestly.
All right, thanks very much, Lucy. Best of luck for Sunday. Cheers.
Have you done all these girls?
I've done all these girls already. We've got Caroline Livesey here with us now. The girls here are giving her abuse in the background to try and make her nervous. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Usual pre-race nerves for an Ironman. You know it's going to hurt.
Well, it is going to hurt, isn't it? Definitely. But we've just been talking to Susie. She's not even done an Ironman yet, so she doesn't know how much it's going to hurt. So at least you're one ahead of her there.
That's an advantage.
It probably is, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you think the race is going to pan out for you?
Well, I'm hoping to have a strong swim again. I was sort of quite pleased with Lanzarote's swim, so try and sort of back that up really. And then, I mean, it's all to play for in the bike. It's a new route, it's a tough course. There's a lot of girls who are really strong out there on the bike, so just have to go hard and see how it works out. I like the hilly hard bike courses, so fingers crossed. But
it doesn't get a lot harder and hillier than this one, does it? And it's like Lanzarote with bad road surfaces.
Yeah, I was going to say it's like similar to Lanza, but hopefully less windy.
Yeah, well, you never know what the forecast is going to do around here, do you? But right, well, great. Listen, we shall give you a great big cheer on when you're out on the course. What will you be wearing? What's your outfit? What colour are you in?
It's hube. It's black, mostly black with a bit of white on the back.
So you'll definitely stand out amongst the 2,000 other people wearing a black.
No, exactly. Everyone in hoob. I'll certainly on the run course, I've got my orange nails and orange wristband on display for Ironman for the kids.
Love it.
So I like try and raise awareness of that charity. So
Fantastic.
you can spot those if nothing else.
Right, so keep an eye out for the orange nails on
Yeah.
the race course and give you a cheer on. Thanks very much for your time, Caroline. Cheers.
All right.
Is this going to be too noisy for you?
No, it'll be
Right, you
fine.
like
Right, so we've got Kevin Stewart, managing director, is it, or the race director, or
Managing director
the man in
is,
charge
yeah,
here.
yeah.
This is good, man. We've had a good pro briefing today. You must be excited.
We are very excited. I mean, it's been something that we've been looking at to build up our pro field over the last few years. I think that we've had recognition now that the race is coming up on a par with the big races in Europe because we've got the big prize purse this year. And it's just something that we've been looking forward to being able to, welcome a big pro field here and really get crowds excited about it.
Yeah, and it's 75 grand, is it, that's on the line, split between the men and the women?
That's right. So it's, the kind of standard level probably for races, and we obviously have to manage that in terms of the requirements and all the commitments that we've got. But it's something that I think it's been developing over the years, and I think the feedback from pros who've raced in the last few years has been part and parcel of that and telling people this is a big race. We're getting a lot of crowds out there supporting, and it deserves that recognition.
Yeah, and it's an honest race as well, isn't it? It's getting a reputation for a Lanzarote-like bike course where it doesn't matter if people want to draft, they're not going to get the chance to do that here.
Funnily enough, I was over in South Africa back in April for the race, and a Swiss guy actually stopped me and said he loves to come and race UK because of the fair course, that he really does enjoy that experience. So that's definitely part and parcel of it. And as I said, we've been growing the event over the last few years, and I think that makes people feel like they've really achieved something when they've finished. That it's, yes, I've done an Ironman, but it's not an everyday run-of-the-mill Ironman, shall we say. It's an event that does challenge you, and the people who come who suddenly say, actually that's a course that deserves respect, that's a great thing, I think, to have.
I think so, yeah, definitely. Now, there's 2,500 entrants this year, is that right?
So we had about 2,700 athletes enter. We obviously get a dropout from that in terms of people who are just not going to come to the start line. So we'll certainly have over 2,000 people starting on Sunday, which is going to be the biggest race that we've had in the UK.
Awesome.
And when you consider that entry number is double really what we had in 2011, it's been a big testament to kind of the improvements we've made, the fact that Bolton's been recognised as being a course that deserves respect and is worth doing as your first Ironman or as one of your Ironman races.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, it's been great to see that, because I think it's always deserved that position in the calendar.
Yeah, that's great. And you were saying there's 2,500 kids as well doing the Iron Kids race on Saturday. That's brilliant, isn't it?
So the Iron Kids has become a bit of a phenomenon. So we were talking to the council about other things that we could do to extend the weekend and just create more of a buzz around it. And Iron Kids, we started off thinking 1,000 kids would be a great number to get to, which was sort of the level that other races seem to reach. I think it's just taken off from there, and it's now become such a big part of the weekend. And the registration for Iron Kids started on Wednesday. There was a huge queue of parents there ready to get their kids' t-shirts and make sure they were all ready with their race numbers for Saturday. And the atmosphere down there on Saturday morning with so many kids and families turning out to support them, it's just been a great part of the whole race weekend, and Bolton Council have helped with that and supporting it to subsidise the entry cost to make sure it's accessible to the vast majority of people. So it's been a great thing to be part of.
And what do you think is going to happen next for Ironman racing in the UK? Obviously you're growing year on year and the numbers are growing in each race. Do you see more races in the UK even in the coming future?
I think that there's a potential there. I mean, we had something like 10,000 people pre-register for Staffordshire, and we could obviously only accept a small proportion of that. I think that there's definitely the interest in the distances and so on. It's always about trying to find the right venues though, and that can be a real challenge and maybe something that people don't appreciate, that tying all that together, finding the right sorts of swim locations and so on is just hard work for long distance. And then you've got to have the support of the authorities for the road closures and so on. So there's some places that might work, but the authorities wouldn't support a road closure, and obviously for the scale of events we need to have that, and it's part of the standard that we expect. So it's always a matter of just looking for those different locations, and the fact that we're expanding hopefully means there's more places that would think about bringing an Ironman race to.
So we've got England, we've got Wales, we've got Ireland. It's the big question, isn't it? Are you looking? He's giving nothing away.
As a proud Scot, there would be nothing that would make me happier, but I think there's some challenges there in terms of just the water temperatures, the conditions, and so on. And from that point of view, we would need to find a very special venue in Scotland for us to be confident, because what we wouldn't want to do is have a venue where potentially you were looking at every year or every other year you were shortening the swim and giving people a really tough kind of race day. So from that point of view, I think there's maybe one location out there in Scotland that we could find, but we've got other priorities at the time in terms of being able to build up races, so it may come in the future. But
interesting. Well, you heard it here first then. Listen, thanks very much for your time, really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Joe Skipper, we finally got him. And now the first thing we've got to say, you can't see this on radio, but Joe is looking snazzy today. Sponsors clothes on, Joe?
Yeah, got all the Luke clothes on, especially for you, Rob.
It's making the girls' hearts flutter, I tell you. How are you feeling, man? Ready for the race Sunday?
Yeah, feeling really good. Really looking forward to it. This is my favourite race of the year, so yeah, I can't wait to get started on Sunday.
So the question is for me, right? Can you go? You went 4:10 in Texas, 4:9 on the Bolton course.
If I did that, I think everyone would be wondering what the hell I'd been on.
Chris Froome wouldn't go 4:9 on this course, would he?
Yeah, he'd struggle, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I want to go close to 2:40 on the run, so I'll target that.
Fantastic. All right, now listen, how do you see the race playing out? What would your tips be for the first guys out of the water, and what's your race plan, if that's not going to give too much away?
I think there's going to be David Dello, seeing that he's racing. Obviously he did Roth last week as well, so he's going to, don't know how he'll feel. He's somebody you don't really know about, because he went sub 8 at Roth last week, but then how well is he going to be recovered?
Yeah.
So there's obviously him who's a threat, David McNamee, Fraser Cartmel and Dennis Chabot. They're all going to be front pack on the swim. Then it's just going to be a matter of me chasing them down on the bike. I think Victor Del Coral will probably be looking to get out with me on the swim, and I don't want to start the run with him. I'll try and catch up with the leaders pretty soon in the bike if I can, maybe by halfway, and then try and drop them at some point, and then run away to the win. That's what I want it to happen.
Bike as hard as you can, run as fast as you can.
Yeah,
that's
exactly,
the strategy, isn't it?
Push the pedals harder than anyone else.
And what should the people be looking out for? What kit are you going to be wearing for your race day? I'll
be wearing like a black, blue and pink Enduro skin suit, and I've got a bright pink helmet on the bike.
So you see, I'm not even going to say the gag, Joe. I'm going to leave it hanging there.
Go on, what's the gag?
A big pink helmet coming down the road. Oh man, listen, thanks for your time, buddy.
Yeah, cheers.
Right, the challenge is being laid down right now. We've got Skipper on one side and we've got Gossage on the other. We have a challenge here. We're going to agree to have a handicap here. We agree in 55 minutes, Sausage. Yeah? So, I'm getting over familiar. I've just sat for a coffee and I've gone too far. So, any more time than 55 minutes...
And I have to buy the coffees.
The coffees?
So I'm 56 minutes. Well...
If you're 56 minutes, then you're buying the coffees. And if you're 54 minutes, then I've got to buy them. We'll get on the beers. If it's under 55 minutes, I'm buying the drinks. And if it's over 55 minutes, Lucy is.
Yeah.
And the race bike from the other person.
He's got the better performance. So.
You're in. You've got nothing to lose.
I'd like to see him ride that.